I am working on making your videos now during your lesson time, and I just rewatched some of them. It looks like I'm kind of boring when I do these, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more perky. So hopefully you'll watch this and you'll be entertained. It'll be great, and you'll hopefully learn something too. This first video is going to just give you an overview of what I'd like you to be doing. I'm going to send you some pictures of things that, because we've talked about you wanted to do some sight playing, and so I am going to send you another Scarlatti to work on. And what I'd like you to do with the one that you should have worked on for last week, I feel like I can't remember if I sent that home with you or not. Maybe we just read it. But this one, I'd kind of like you to work on it so you could play it for me. And so I'll send a picture of it to you, because that's the only way you're going to be able to sight play it. And then if you could maybe record yourself doing it and send it to me, just so I know that you did it. And I actually like this one that I'm sending you today. You'll have to really analyze the first little, before you play. It's like they put an ornament, but they've got like 30 seconds. So figure out where that's going to go. I sang it for you a little bit, but hopefully you'll be able to flesh that out. It's a pattern that keeps repeating itself though, so hopefully once you get a feel of it, you'll be able to play it well. Remember, it's counterpoint, so look at that left hand is another melody and try to figure out where that's moving along. Then I would like you to, actually, as I rewatched the other videos, I think it would still be helpful for you to watch them. One of them is, I talk a little bit about like, oh, maybe you're going to do guild. Forget that part, but a lot of what I said was still worth going over, I think. So one of them deals with musical time periods and why we study standard literature, and that one I think is well worth doing. The other one is about cadences in your theory book. Now, I texted you, I haven't heard back from you because you might not be feeling well. I'm sorry about that. What I did was I went to the cadence section, and I've got these books pulled out. I wish I would have made myself a note. I felt like I kept your book here, and maybe you'll tell me that. But I feel like maybe we were at 8 or something. The thing about these theory books is that they take the same concepts in each unit, but then they build on them so that you just get a little bit deeper into understanding and playing the different things. So the sample that I did for the cadences, at least for the listening part, you can still benefit from that. But what I would do then is I'd go and I'd look in, say you're in 8. So in 8, and I don't know if each book is the same or not, but in 8, the cadences are in Unit 9. And then you're just going to go find whatever cadences, and that one has I think that was the 4 that I did for that. So just work with the cadences in whatever book you're in. That's essentially what I'm trying to say, okay? And I'm going to make another video of a theory lesson that you can do with me, with your book, through the video. But please go back through and watch that one on cadences. So there's a video, and I didn't label them that way, but the Nicholas 2 is the one that has the time periods in it, and it's just 5 minutes. And Nicholas 3 is the one that has the cadences, I believe. And then you'll have to scroll down. At least when I went onto the channel to check on these, I had to scroll down farther to find Nicholas 1. That one's really good for you to do because, well, I really wanted to go over that eventually, and so before you're finished with your time with me, I'd really like you to play some Gershwin. I think you're going to have fun with it because you sort of have a little bit of a jazzy feel, and he took jazz and put it together with classical music, but he was a really important composer of the 20th century, and if we had done Guild, you would have played something of his probably. So scroll down and definitely do Nicholas number 1, because I want you to listen to those preludes, and I want you to pick one that you think you might enjoy starting to work on. And then those are the 3 videos that are already there. I will try to label the ones. You'll notice the date is different. When I upload these, it'll be a March date, but in case I don't get creative and call it Nicholas something else, it might be Nicholas 1, but this is March 4th, or 5th, whenever. Sometimes it takes me a bit to get them uploaded. So you're going to work on watching the 3 videos that are already there. I'm wearing a black turtleneck. And then you are going to, I'm going to send you a picture of the Scarlatti, the next Scarlatti I want you to read, and probably another something for you to sight play that won't be terribly difficult, but I know sight playing is something you want to practice. And then I'm also going to send you a picture of something from the hymnal, because remember we were talking about trying to read notes up and down chord-wise. And a suggestion I would make with that would be try to analyze the chords. I'm going to send you something right now we're just sticking with 3 basic chords. So try to find where those chords are. Don't play it first, because I want you to try to analyze it before you play it. And see if you can figure out what key you're in, where the 1 chords are, where the 4 chords are, where the 5 chords are. And remember that some of them could be in inversions. But take a pencil, print it out, take a pencil, and do some labeling of that. I want you to bring that back with you next week, because that way I know you'll have done it, and I can see that's kind of a little mini. What that actually is applied theory. We're trying to apply the theory, and this goes back to the orange books, I think, back when we started. Well, actually, we started labeling chords in book 1, but we really got going on 1, 4, and 5 chords in the 2B book. So this is a skill that you should be able to do, and it's just kind of a review skill. But I think it'll help you then when you play it, because you've already looked at where the chords are happening. So you're going to have the videos to watch, both the older ones and the new one, this one. Then you're going to have the Scarlatti, you're going to have the hymn assignment, and I'm going to send you something else just to sight read, kind of for fun. And then the last thing I'd like you to do is, I just am curious as to what could you do with that 3rd movement of the Beethoven. As I've been thinking about getting this lesson ready, that's one thing I think I'd like to challenge you on, especially if you're going to be home and I think what you said was your show choir things are canceled, which means your life has really gone from crazy busy to just kind of normal teenager busy. I just am curious as to what we could accomplish together. Could we really learn the whole thing? Could we get it to a point, I'm not planning that we perform it somewhere, but could we get it to the point where you could play from the beginning of the 3rd movement to the end of the 3rd movement, and it would gel together? And that would be huge. That would be a huge accomplishment. And actually what would really be fun, what I'd love to see as a longer range goal would be to, could we play all 3 movements? Because actually we've worked on all 3 of them. And sometime one day you could just perform all 3, like you're playing the sonata for me, like you were playing in a recital at college or something where you had to play a sonata. I think it'd be a good goal to shoot for. But I actually really think you could do that 3rd movement. And I'm not sure any student that I've had up to this point could. So I'm just going to throw down the gauntlet on that one. I'd like to see what you could do with it. I know you can't do that all in 1 week. I don't know if you end up getting COVID, when I'll get to see you, but I think you'll have time to give yourself a big challenge like that. So take the challenge. You usually take any challenge I give you, and you've always risen to the occasion before. So, all right. So that's the layout. I want you to send me like a video of something you played, and I want you to bring back the marked copy of the hymn next week, and I would like you to come back having learned maybe a little bit more of the Beethoven Sonata, and I think that's it. If I think of something else, I can text you. Oh, and then you'll do there will be one more video on here that I want you to do that we'll do some theory together once I hear from you about what book you're in. So, anyway, take care of yourself. Hope to see you soon.